I think it's morning, right? Yeah. Morning, everyone. The name is Thabang Ramatsosa, so I'll just give you a short introduction as to who I am. So my topic for today is just looking at the entire project lifecycle. So AI in the AEC lifecycle. So I'm gonna do like a surface-based framework, and then colleagues will do the deep dives. Okay. So a little bit about who I am. Thabang Ramatsosa, Design Technology Specialist at Modena. I studied architecture at the University of Free State, close to maybe like a decade of industry experience, construction, interior design, MEP, you name it. Right. So what I'm going to touch on today is just give you a little bit of a background on what AI is, and then just like a reality check. You know, a lot of people think AI is this big thing that's just going to replace everybody, and technically it's not. Okay. Then I'm going to do an overview of the AEC lifecycle, get into concept of feasibility, design, development, and coordination. I'm going to look at what we can do with it in the construction phase, operations and facility intelligence, using it as a data intelligence layer, and just a strategic message to industry leaders. Okay. So let's go back. Okay. The evolution of BIM, way in the 1990s, we just had like paper drawings and unmanned craft, right? Then we came into 2000s with like 2D, 3D, still work yet, but not so good, but you know, getting it. Then we moved over to like 2010s, we had now integrated bugging and cloud models and 3Ds, and Revit is getting liberal, right? Then in the 2020s, we are sort of at smart BIM cloud model where we can collaborate with other disciplines, etc. Plugins, I use a lot of plugins for my workflow. Some level of automation, and yeah, as an IT set stuff, alright? So that little, I use like a little pen to show kind of where we are. So that's how I think we are. We're sort of in between BIM and AI AEC at the moment. So not fully out of the BIM yet, but not fully into the AI AEC space. He's somewhat somewhere in the middle. Okay, so let's go back to give you context, right? Because a lot of what I do is build hard, understanding what it is you're working with. So in terms of AI architectures, we have your LLMs, right? Your large language models. Think about a child. Before a child starts speaking, they absorb a lot of information, and they try to make sense of that, and eventually they start speaking, right? So that's sort of what a large language model is. It's a lot of data structured as a language output. Okay, so current LLMs, they're just trained on massive data sets that just understand and generate human language, and they are the foundation layers of our modern AI systems. So ChatGPT is not inherently references inherently, for example. Then we have an RAG, which is a retrieval augmented AI, sort of now what ChatGPT is. So this searches large repositories of documents, standards, or models, extracts relevant information. So it has searching abilities, right? Kind of like what ChatGPT does. Then we have agentic AI. This is sort of where we're at the moment, where AI systems are capable to automate certain tasks. So to give you an example, we have stuff like OpenDraw. I think maybe take out your notebooks. I'm name dropping a lot of AI tools that we interact with. And then we have our MCP, our model context protocols. These are AI models to connect with external tools. So that's currently where AI is going. You're going to have an AI model that can connect to an external tool that can do specific things. Okay. Right, AI to the noise and that. Where do we start? It's a mess, right? We have DeepSeek, we have ChatGPT, we have Firefly, we have VizMaker, Helix, you name it, right? Where do we start? So, cancel the noise, focus on your process. Literally. Think about it. Think about it. How many car models are there in the world today? But when you go buy a car, you have very specific requirements from what you need for the car, right? It needs to take the kids to school, it needs to take you to work, etc., etc. Oh, it's an SUV. Affordability, you know, you need to take your wife's desk to the mother-in-law's house. Oh, okay, SUV is not going to work. You need a bus, right? So sort of think about it like that. What is your process? Okay. So firstly, you need to outline your process, and then you can start identifying tools that assist with your process. Right. So all the way from when we start sketching, interacting with the client, to when the building is finally done. Outline that process. What does that build on? Right? I'm going to jump in a bit because of time. This is what my current process looks like with the tools that we have today. So for our document management, I use ACC Docs with my project folder structure, etc. For my content management, so where my Revit libraries are, etc., we're using Content Catalog for that. For our model management, we're using Revit for that. So this is like architecture, MEP, structure, civil. It's the best middle ground for a multidisciplinary approach. Versus if you look at other tools, they're not as integrated as Revit is. For my visualization, I'm using Inkscape, I love it. For coordination, I'm using BIM Collaborate. It's sort of like an advanced cloud-based version of what Navisworks is. So it's a clash detection tool, design collaboration, model coordination. What design collaboration is, it helps you manage your teams. What model coordination is, helps you manage your models. Okay? You can take a picture if you want. He's doing this, guys. So, us at Modena, we have done our homework, we paid our schools, and we use these systems, best practices. Okay, so now that you know what my normal process is, I started looking at AI tools to help with my process. But remember what I said, your AI models have LLMs, but it's not contextualized the AC space. They gave it cooking recipes. They gave it wildlife explorer adventure booklets. Who knows, right? So I had to go back to the drawing book to say, okay, I need to create somewhat of a second mark. I gave it my personal education. So told it, listen, I studied at this university, look at the course. It's a 5-year course, and look at the modules, study the modules. Went to the website, cool. Then I went, okay, this is what the ESSQ rated. Oh, so I'm somewhat outlining what, I don't want to say God does, but I'm somewhat giving it mark up to say, in South Africa we're using a science order 400, part A to part X. Then I said, NHDRC, go and look at those documents. Then I went, I said, go and look at those documents. So I was uploading my context. Went to build standards, software tools, I'm like, use Revit, this is how I use it, this is my process. I went into my multidisciplinary background, I said, under LEP, this is what I'm doing, under structure, this is what I'm doing, under architecture, interior, this is what I'm doing. No coordination, and then I uploaded a bunch of documents after BIM standards, you know. And then the risks and quality management systems that I've put in place across my career. So, as you can see, if you ask ChatGPT, give me a product code structure, so I'm going to know budget. But if you do this, and you ask for a project folder structure, so they give you a direct project folder structure. Why? Because I get it, my edit. Okay? Then I went to my hierarchy. Okay. I'm going to look at other tools, so we're going to focus on ChatGPT. Right. When I'm in meetings, I'm using PowerPoint. Right? Captures all the audio from our meeting and it gets you a nice little summary. Then I go to ChatGPT and I say, give me another summary of this. Right. So imagine you're sitting with a client getting a project. You simply record it to Fireflies, it records the meeting. Then you can go into ChatGPT and say, give me a project. It will give you a project brief based on the conversation you had with the client. Right? Then with the agentic tools that I'm using Pacemaker, I'm using Wisebit, I'm using Chaos Glyph, I'm using Chaos Helix, still using my ChatGPT with my LLM as my reference. And as Jay mentioned, I'm using Replit for my part. I'm not going to show everything, just going to show what's relevant for you guys today. So that's sort of where we are with the tools that are still fragmented. But what I'm trying to achieve is one more robot that can do everything I've just mentioned. Right? That can open my Fireflies when I'm in a meeting, spit it into ChatGPT, give me a project, take it to Revit, use Wisebit to generate a basic concept design, take it to this maker, for example. Okay. So then I went into, okay, let's look at the construction stages. Going just a little bit more in. Right. Stage one, concept design. I do a little sketch. I have my meetings with my client from my Fireflies. I put it into ChatGPT. So now I put my sketch into ChatGPT here. I put the Fireflies into ChatGPT. Then I say, create a little project brief. Give me a concept design. Right? Then I go into Revit. You're going to see how it sits. Then I go into Revit with my concept designs. And I use Wisebit to extract the 2D image block line into like walls, basic walls. You're gonna see, I'll show it. Then I go into BizMaker and I say, render a little floor plan using these materials. Right? Then I go, okay, render the exterior of this building. Or give me an exterior concept of what this building will look like. Okay? So with technical design, I go into Glyph. I tell my Revit dimension all my walls, room tag, all my rooms, tag all my doors and windows. Okay. Not really going to show it because it's a quite quick, lengthy process. I'll just show you the cool stuff. Construction stage, I'm still using ChatGPT now to generate my VLQs. I mean, hazard materials, etc., etc. Stage 6 and 7, that's when we go to ChatGPT, generating reports from 4 years old, so forth. And what I see being used is for FM stage 7 is our parking house. Right, okay. So this section, I actually used AI. I mean, it's an AI presentation, right? Okay, so AEC lifecycle framework. So, pro tip, I don't generate the prompts into ChatGPT. I get ChatGPT to generate the prompt for me. So I say, create the prompt to create an image of this process to make an Autodesk minimalistic workflow. So that image was generated with ChatGPT. So it's everything I've just said. The LLMs with my concept, design, construction, operation. So if I didn't give it context, it wouldn't give me this level of detail images. Okay, cool. Copy pasted the project back into ChatGPT itself, generates that image. Concept and feasibility. So That's the tool I was talking about. I went into ChatGPT, generated the basic floor plan. That's an image. Then I created a prompt, put it into VizMaker to give me a render period of that floor plan. That's what I got. And I said, but quite nice. Give me a different iteration of the same floor plan at a pool. That's what I got. So VizMaker is an AI tool that plugs in different engines. So Nanobanana, ProFlex, Nanobanana Pro. So as the AI image generation tools change, I can tell VizMaker to fetch the next best version. There's the little floor plan I created, and that's what my building will look like. Right, so I told it, take that floor plan, put it into Wisebim, generated a little 3D image, Revit, and basically that's what I came up with. Okay. Okay, so done with my concepts now. Just want to go what my building needs to look like, have a basic floor plan, going into design with a door. So as I mentioned, I took the same image, I plugged it into Revit now. Alright? Okay, as you see, the JPEG, I plugged it into Revit. So AI does not have a sense of scale, so I had to scale the image. So I scaled it using the door. RE shortcut for rescaling. Image was too vague. I needed 91p, which is a called door size. I clicked on it. I went. As you see, the activity is nothing in the future, right? That's what I showed there. I went into Wisebim. Okay. I told it to detect all the walls from that image. Yeah. My ChatGPT image used Wisebim. Told it, take it from level 0 to level 1. Gave it a few other parameters. And this is the cool thing. I was so amazed. I was so amazed. I was like, oh my God, it works. And then I said launch. It takes about 1 minute to process that image. And it's about to give me a full modeled floor plan in Revit. So, unbelievable. Okay, so I'm quickly going to go into the 3D and show you what that looks like. Okay, I'm like, could it be work? Let's check. There's all my walls from my floor plan that I generated from ChatGPT, that I generated from a Fireflies meeting with my client. Alright, then I went, how far can I push this? Okay. It has windows and doors. Okay, let's go detect the openness. Now I'm going to place my windows and doors. Right? Yeah, I was just Mr. Ward. It's not perfect. Okay. But I mean, it got me 99% of the way. I mean, I would have spent probably a few hours drawing all the walls, etc. Right. So then I went, go back into my floor plan. Let's take the overlays, doors and windows. Okay, flipped on the image again. I told it, just read this door as a placeholder door, just use this window as a placeholder window. Okay, launch. Takes a minute. Yeah, it's Revit cruises. Okay, so I paused it, stooped to a minute ahead. Okay, let's look at the 3D. I have my doors in matrix. It's not perfect, but at least the positions of the windows are there, the positions of the doors are there. Now I can easily swap it out for my real windows and remember the result. So now I'm working my 3D back to what my generated result was, applying ChatGPT into this maker. Prompt. So I'm working towards this goal. Right? Go.
Move forward. Construction phase.
I'll push you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back a bit. So in ACC, you have a little background tool called Insights. Okay? Wow, look. You have a little background tool called Insights. So with Insights, you can generate reports like this, or you obviously need to run your project in SPC for minutes, issues, transmittals, submittals, your entire workflow. What the dashboard does, it tells you actually you're on this project, you have so many warnings, you have so many issues not resolved, whoever didn't close an issue yesterday, etc. Right. And I say, okay, create a prompt to analyze the construction data, issued RFI submittals, generate a report. So now I can go, hey, Cobus, that issue still not closed. This dashboard, we can actually also put it through Power BI. We have a little neat tool called Modena Q. So if you want this in the cloud and have it automate on a daily basis, you basically get that. Okay, operational and facility intelligence. Again, went back to ChatGPT, create a prompt to analyze operations and FM data. Copy paste with Claude, comparison to site data. That's what it gave. Say, okay, cool. Operations and facility, we're looking at digital twins, predictive maintenance, asset tracking, energy optimization, automated reporting, then an IoT, CAF, FF platforms, objective data, then live passive data, predictive maintenance, energy optimization, price force. That image was generated with ChatGPT. This is the one presentation I could actually use AI, so I'll wait for it. Okay, the data intelligence layer. So, as I've mentioned, AI is not here to replace anybody or the current tools that we're working with. It's here to enhance those tools. So, with your Element and your chosen RAG, I use ChatGPT. I use it to enhance my design process, concept design, construction operations. So, strategic message. I also use ChatGPT for this. But it captured very nicely what I wanted to say. We're looking at processes or tools. So you need to focus on the process, right? Data as the foundation. So we have a lot of data in come. How are you using it? Add data to your LLM. AI-ready workflows. So I'm not replacing my workflows. I'm integrating AI into my workflows. I mean, to generate a concept with 3D renders and some Revit walls extrusions with my doors and walls already placed. That takes days. I did this in literally 30 minutes. And then people first. So you need to upskill your teams for AI literacy and maturity. So it doesn't help you investing in the tools. The people using the tools who need to invest in that. Right. And then life cycle thinking. Don't just think I'm using ChatGPT. No. Think. Connect the concept, the design, construction of operations, continuous intelligence. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Thank you.